Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 50, episode 50 of the PE Geek Podcast. And I tell you what, if I had a thought back to when we first started the show and the fact that, we may eventually get to episode 50, I think I would have probably laughed. It wasn't that I didn't think that people would enjoy it, but I didn't think people would enjoy the podcast as much as they do. And as a result, we're absolutely dedicated to releasing new episodes all of the time, and you can guarantee that we're going to continue well and truly, and hopefully we'll be very shortly reaching that grand 100 title. Now, just before we dive into what's going to be a very unique episode today, very different to anything that we've done before, I wanted to give you a couple of facts about the number 50. And a few very interesting ones in here from, some stuff that I definitely didn't know. So the Earth has roughly 50 times the volume of the moon. Every country has a bill or a coin denominated in 50 units. Did you know that the 50th anniversary is known as the Golden Anniversary? So this is like our Golden Anniversary episode today. And that the 50th episode of The Simpsons was titled Homer Alone. And the last one is that the word 50 is worth 14 points in Scrabble. So there's a couple of facts. I'm not sure how you've ever lived without them, but we're definitely going to dive into a very unique episode today, celebrating this nice little achievement here, 50 episodes of the PE Geek Podcast. And again, I thank you for tuning in and making it all the worthwhile to produce. Now, for the 50th episode, I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I thought the best way to achieve that would be to invite teachers from all over the globe to share their ideas around using technology in the physical education space. So I went on to the amazing social network Voxer, which I know that we've spoken about numerous times here on the podcast. But for those that may not know, it's a social network where you communicate through voice messages, and basically you can connect in like chats with people, and the best part about it is that you actually hear the voice of the person responding. So when you ask a question, you can get an immediate response from people, and I mean, it's like you're in the room with them having a conversation, in the staff room. So there's a really vibrant community of PE teachers on Voxer, and you can get connected to them in different groups. So if you're an elementary teacher, you can get in an elementary related chat. If you're interested in technology, there's a PE technology chat. There's chats for all sorts of different topics. So what I did was I got in touch with some people that I communicate with regularly in Voxer, and I put one question to them. And that question was to share where they were from, what they're doing, what sort of age groups they're teaching, and just to share one or two little tech tips that they enjoy and use and find value in. And the hope is that you get to hear an amazing collective of minds from all over the phys ed world. And it definitely does speak to the power of the Voxer platform. So twofold effect here. You're going to hear lots of different ideas, 50 different ideas from PE teachers all over the globe. And you're going to get to see how powerful the Voxer platform is. Now, what you will hear is a collection of messages from people. So you will hear sort of subtle edits between one person speaking and the next person, but that's just how Voxer is. People leave voice messages and the next person continues. So it won't be a continuous smooth playback as you might normally have in the PE Geek Podcast, but it will be unique, it will be different, and you will get lots of different ideas from people covering what they love about things that they're doing in their classroom. Now, I have made an effort to go and collect all the notes from today's episode, including everything mentioned, and you can find that over at thepegeek.com/50, where you'll have a list of all the people who've been featured in the episode and where you can get in touch with them, and also the things that they mentioned, so their favorite tech tip or their favorite piece of advice, whatever it may be. So before we dive in, I just want to give you one more thanks for making this all possible. As I mentioned, when we started out, I had no intention of ever getting to episode 50. And now that we're here, I just cannot imagine not producing a podcast on a regular basis. And I really, really do love doing it. And it's just a very simple medium, something that speaks to people really effectively. And as you know it, I mean, you can complete and listen to podcasts wherever you may be, and I think that's the best part about it. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to the amazing phys ed community to share with you their thoughts surrounding technology, and you'll hear from me again at the end.
Hi, I'm Leavitt here, currently living in Saudi Arabia, originally from England. For me, the best thing that's changed my teaching in terms of technology is the use of Google, and especially Google Drive. Literally being able to store everything in there, from files to pictures, and then using all the other great Google apps such as Google Forms for collecting data. It's just made my life so much easier. So if you've not already checked it out, second one for me has to be BAM video delay. It allows the students to, first of all, see what they're doing wrong on their iPad screen. You can either have it on one screen or 4 screens, so they can see at different time intervals what they've been doing. And then that can be a great opportunity for you to speak to the student and get them to pick out what's going right in their technique and what may need to be improved. Really great tool that everyone should be using in their classrooms.
I'm Andy Milne, a health and kinetic wellness teacher in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. iBook Author allows me to ditch the textbook, those outdated as soon as printed textbooks, and I can replace it with materials that pertain directly to the needs of my students. This material is relevant, contemporary, and can be updated swiftly. Engaging widgets and a multitude of URL links and inclusion of extended reading, listening, and viewing ensure that I'm able to cater for every student, even the most voracious of learners. Examples of student-created work can be embedded, writing, posters, iMovies, podcasts, and can be used for peer-to-peer inspiration and education. Their existence within the iBook serves to raise the standard of future student work as they strive to create something that can be included in the next update of the book.
Alex O'Brien, Seattle, Washington, physical education trainer and director of film at Focus Fitness. My tech tip is integrating video. Whether it's our WellNet video library, Jared's video delay app, YouTube videos, or your kids just recording themselves and then reflecting on playback, video creates relatable personal experiences to your instruction, and it can be a game changer. Video can help your students take ownership for learning, and many of them, after all, are visual learners. From animations of fruits and vegetables to understanding a healthy diet, skipping patterns to help slow motion, all of those pieces are going to relate back to your students. They relate to screen time. It's part of their everyday life. It's our duty as quality physical education teachers to meet students where they are and make that learning unavoidable. Video has helped me do that, and I bet it can help you too.
G'day team, Andy here from Geelong, Victoria, Australia. My tech-related tool is more of a program. It's on my Mac. It is the Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop, and I probably use this on a daily basis. Now, I'm in a school that is low on technology in the physical education department, but certainly now high on quality posters. And that's what I sort of develop out of the Illustrator programs and Photoshop programs, and just love putting it together because that way the kids can visually see what I'm trying to teach them, and they have somewhere to go to have reflection questions, driving questions, and get them moving forward to really, again, amplify their teaching.
Hey everyone, Tony, and I teach grade 8 and 9 junior high school phys ed in East Brunswick, New Jersey. And I'm going to be a little bit more specific than that. I'm going to go Google Classroom. 2 big reasons. Number 1, it has allowed me to flip my classroom and introduce pertinent topics digitally before we teach them physically. And the second reason is it gives a social media-esque discussion to my classroom where we can talk about topics in a more robust fashion, when we're not in class. So Google Classroom, great help to my phys ed class. This is going to sound very broad, but smartphones and tablets have made my classroom much better. They're an irreplaceable technological tool that has allowed my office to become mobile. It has allowed me to give students immediate feedback, and it's actually increased my workload, but at the same time, it has made that increased workload easier. So fantastic technological tool. Smartphones and tablets, irreplaceable.
This is Ben Perillo, and I am an elementary teacher in Texas. And I would say the tool that has really helped me out a lot has been my FitStep Pro pedometers. I love the fact that it tracks students' activity time, moderate to vigorous physical activity time, and total steps. And it's just a great tool to use to be able to collect a bunch of data based on what the students are doing. I can really see how active they're being in my class, and I can also assess myself on making sure the lesson has provided the movement and the activity level that I want my students. The other one I'd like to say to use is Plickers. It's a great way for you to ask and assess your students. It's like a QR code, and they each have a number assigned to them with a card. You ask a question, you scan it with your phone. So you really only need one device, and you could print the QR codes for the kids to use right off their website, and it is free. Plickers.
Hi, my name's Craig Kemline, and I'm a high school physical education teacher in Pennsylvania. My favorite tech tool to use is the app Puddle Technique. With this app, I have the ability to record my students' movements and telestrate with various drawing tools in assessing the technique of the movement or skill. I'm able to compare their current movement to previously recorded movements, whether it be a side-by-side comparison or by overlaying the two movements. I also have the ability to add in audio feedback and share the assessment with my students in various ways.
Hi, this is Dave Carney from Fort Myers, Florida. I teach kindergarten through 5th grade, and my first tech tool that I use most often is my VGA to Lightning adapter. This was a game changer for me because I was able to project my apps to the overhead so all my students can see our thinking and demonstrate learning in a new and just positive way that they really enjoy. Along with that, the second one would be CoachNote. So CoachNote is an app like a whiteboard for coaches that you can show plays, demonstrate how games are played, and it just really increased their knowledge of tactical problems and awareness around the open court and field.
My name is Jo Bailey. I teach in Wausau, Wisconsin, but originally from England. My go-to app is Team Shake. I can import all of my classes, and I can set teams up very, very quickly. And within the settings, I can make sure that certain students work together or certain students don't work together to make sure that my teams are balanced, fair, and I can get teams sorted within just one touch of a button.
Hi, my name is Jorge Rodriguez. I'm a physical education teacher from Houston, Texas, and the technology that has revolutionized the way I teach is augmented reality. Augmented reality is when you take a real-world environment and enhance it through computer-generated graphics and images and videos. Now, I've used augmented reality to blend my classroom and put myself in multiple places at one time and have my students in a fun and interesting way interact at their level with the activity. Augmented reality has been a game changer for me.
Hey now, Justin Schlitter, physical education teacher, Springfield, New Jersey here. I'm here to tell you about an app that you might not know about, but it's super useful for me. It is called the Dexcom CGM, and the Dexcom app is hooked up to a child with diabetes and sends me the glucose levels to my phone, and I get automatic updates, and it also alerts when it goes low. This is a lifesaver for me since we have a student in my school whose blood sugar reacts different to foods every day. So they could eat the same thing and their body has a different reaction to it. This thing has saved my life so many times and saved his life so many times. It's fantastic. So I would look into that. It's called Dexcom.
Jenny Walmsley, health and phys ed teacher, St. Paul, Minnesota. My favorite tech tool has to be Voxer. I love Voxer because I'm able to ask a question and somebody around the world is able to help me out in a matter of seconds. I love that I've been able to connect with other educators through Voxer, and I'm able to hear their voices, which I think is the best tool of Voxer, because hearing someone's voice is you have a better connection with them. So it has helped me become a better connected educator, and I have learned more from Voxer than I have from any other tech tool right now. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carrie Bolus, and I am a high school physical education teacher in Iowa, and my tech tool is Flubaroo. Flubaroo is a Google Sheets add-on that will automatically grade your assignments for you. So if you give an assignment or a test or even a skills test, and Google Forms. It will grade that assignment, and then it will share the results via email or Google Drive to your students.
Hello, my name is Kevin Tiller, and I teach in Andover, Massachusetts. I teach physical education in grades K through 5. And the technology tool that has revolutionized my teaching the most is an app called Comic Life 3. And I use it basically to create many different things: station signs, newsletters, different graphics that I use in class, rule posters, and things like that. So that's the app that I use the most, and that's the one that I love the most.
This is Laurie Minka from Newcastle, Delaware, and my two favorite tech tools are S'more and Padlet. Both are super simple to use and make you feel as if you're really creative, even if you're not. S'more is an online newsletter, but I tend to use it more to build learning modules. And Padlet is a virtual bulletin board where students and teachers can collaborate, share resources, and you can now secure them so they can't be altered, which is really nice. Padlet is free, and S'more you get a certain number before you have to pay. So both are great tools, and I use them all the time.
I'm Nathan Holland, and I'm a physical educator in Singapore. I'm also the founder of iPhysEd.com. My tech tip is to think of technology as a tool. I like to think of it with 4 C's. Technology can help you to collect, create, connect, and celebrate learning.
My name is Nick Spencer, physical education teacher, Aurora, Colorado. IdaCEO is something that has revolutionized the way I teach. It speeds up my assessment process immensely. I put my students' names in, I attach their photos to it, I have the outcomes that I'm assessing. I can do a quick fill all. I can take pictures and videos of students to show growth throughout the year, and then I can take this and email it to parents or students so as a supplemental report card. I can then take a template that I've created and keep that from year to year, so I'm not having to recreate what I've already done. It has allowed me to streamline what I do. The other piece of technology that has really helped my students in my teaching is Anatomy 4D. In our district, we teach health in our PE classes. And so when using the heart aspect of it, it has allowed my students to actually get a hands-on diving in what the heart looks like, how it works, and it's an introduction into the circulatory system.
Hey everybody, Nick Emlich, elementary health and phys ed teacher, York, Pennsylvania. So my 2 tech tips or tools that are must-haves for me. The first one has to be a Bluetooth speaker. If you don't have a Bluetooth speaker, you must get one. Music in the phys ed classroom is essential. This allows me to be mobile, play music from anywhere in the gym. I can put my speaker anywhere in the gym, and I use it on a daily basis. The second one, I'm going to drop a Google Chrome extension. It's actually a pair of them. It is scissors and glue. So if you're on a PC especially, it will split your screen in half, and you can actually work on 2 separate screens at one time. So I use this quite a bit as I'm working on 2 separate projects or 2 different documents at the same time. I can split my screen. I can do research on one side, and then I can just write on the same screen, just in a separate window. I can go ahead and work on, the project itself. So scissors and glue are Google Chrome extensions, and I use those almost every day.
My name is Ryan McLaughlin. I'm an elementary PE teacher in Western Springs, Illinois. The tech tool that has improved my teaching the most has got to be Twitter. It's helped me connect with more PE teachers around the world than I would have ever imagined. It's inspiring to hear what other physical educators are doing in their schools. It has really helped reignite my passion for teaching. The ideas I've taken from Twitter have created so many more opportunities for my students and helped me become a stronger teacher.
David Tran, 9th grade PE teacher and instructional technology coach. The tool that I use a lot is something called a PictoChart. PictoChart allows me to create infographics similar to the ones that you see out that people create all the time. It allows me to embed videos. In addition to that, put hyperlinks, so I'm able to create a handout, a digital handout for students where they are able to go directly to what materials I want them to know about or find more detail.
Hi, my name's Lisa Bell, and I'm an elementary physical education teacher in Northern California. I discovered the Balance It app. It's it's just a great resource because it has well-drawn balances ranging from individual, partner, 3-person, all the way up to 6 or more person balances. And I hook up my iPad to a projector, and the image of the balance projects onto the large screen, and it's there for the students to refer to while they're broken into small groups practicing those balances. It's just an awesome tool. It's motivating, and I highly recommend it.
Hi guys, my name's Dale Sidebottom. I currently live and teach in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. I work for a company called CEDA, which stands for Sports Education Development Australia, where I'm lucky enough to teach the Talented Players program for Cricket Australia. Now, 2 bits of tech that I'd like to share with today is a brand new app that I've just released called FitBreak. FitBreak has 9 different categories with over about 300 to 400 different workouts that vary from fitness games, fitness activities, circuits, boxing sessions, demonstration videos, warm-up activities. There is an endless supply of sessions and ideas planned there for you. Another thing, my final thing I'd like to share is talking about musical workouts. So this is where you use some sort of song and you make different workouts. So basically, you could be doing sit-ups, planks, squat holds, squats, anything like that. All the information for this is on FitBreak as well as on my YouTube channel. So if you search Dale Sidebottom on YouTube, you'll see about 5 or 6 of these different workouts. Simply put this up on your whiteboard or just project it through your iPad, and all the instructions are there for your class or students to do a fun workout that lasts between 3 to 4 minutes, and it's very enjoyable to do.
Hi, my name is Jason Leavitt. I'm a middle school, high school PE teacher at the American Community School in Amman, Jordan. Some tech that I like to use, just found one recently called Plickers. Really great program for formative assessment. And I used Active Globe last year and a bit this year with my staff and my students. Really great way to track movement and get people up and moving and being physically active.
Hi, my name is Christina Politeco. I currently teach PE at Aiken Creek Primary School in Melbourne, Australia. 2 apps that I'm going to tell you about that I love to use in my PE program is one's called Kahoot, which is a quiz that I use prior to our lesson. So I base that quiz to our learning intentions, so the students have that small prior knowledge when they head into the gym. It's very interactive and engaging. It's all multiple choice. And the last one is Tell a Story, and this is a good one to use when it's a wet weather day program, and students can create their own sport news, sporting interviews. They can create debate because Tell a Story is all about creating different scenes, and as I said, it's very engaging and interactive, and students absolutely love creating their own little script. So Kahoot and Tell a Story are 2 great apps to use in your PE class.
Hello, my name is Mike Graham, and I teach elementary physical education in Geneva, Illinois, which is a far west suburb of Chicago, and I've been teaching for 19 years. One tech tip that I'd like to share is Jared Robinson's Spin It app, which is a great app that can be used in a variety of ways. I use it as a warm-up where students can select different exercises that they would like to do. Actually put 2 exercises in there, and then they spin it, and it will land on one or the other, and they get to pick which one they want to do for a certain amount of time, and they complete the activity and then do another one. It's great to integrate with locomotor skills or fitness activities. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should get it. Spin It by Jared Robinson.
Hello all, this is Usama. I'm originally from Palestine, Jordan. Now I'm in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. My favorite app, oh no, what, I can leave that later. My favorite website is the Visit Map. And the Visit Map, you can see hundreds of PE teachers and tens of websites and links. You have to check it out and join. So Visit Map. Okay, my favorite app. Okay, beside Twitter, there's another app called Bubbly. Bubbli. Check it out. It's amazing. It's not 360 degree. It's more. I will not talk more about it. Just check it and tell me what to think.
Hi everyone, my name is Naomi Hartle and I am from Saskatchewan, Canada, but currently live in Oregon in the United States of America. I'm a former health and physical education teacher, but now I work for Spark and Sport Time as the PE development and technology specialist. One of the things that I did a lot when I was teaching was really teaching with my iPad or with my phone. I was always sharing something from my iPad or phone onto my computer, which was projected onto my screen, but I was always connected with a cable, and it drove me crazy because I wanted to move around my gym and use my iPad to help, my students learning, whether it was I was videoing them or sharing different resources with them, and really just to help facilitate my lessons. So one of the programs that I had found, there are multiple programs that you can use or tools or devices that you can use. So there's Chromecast, Apple TV, AirServer, Reflector 2, Mirroring 360. I know there's more, but those are kind of the main ones that I talk about and that I've used in the past. But they're just great ways to take whatever's on your device and pop it up onto your screen through your computer and your projector.
My name is Spencer Barfus, and I work in Cypress, Texas, and Google Slides has become an awesome technology tool for me to use in my classroom. It's really helped me to create engaging presentations with animations, and I can have the ability to change background colors. I can export the presentations as a PDF or a PowerPoint slide or SVG file. There's so many amazing things that you can do with Google Slides, so check it out when you have a chance.
This is Peter Gamble. I teach pre-K through 6th grade PE at Creative Montessori School in Birmingham, Alabama. My go-to piece of technology is Spotify Premium. I use it to create playlists for a wide variety of units and themes, especially with my pre-K classes where I use it for teaching locomotor skills. It is a piece of technology that I use every single day, and I cannot imagine not having it.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Sandino. I am a PE teacher in Nuevo, California, and one of the apps I like to use most frequently nowadays is the Sketch app, which is a picture app that allows you to snap a photo or import one from your photo library and mark it up with the different tools they provide. And some of the ways I use it is when I post pictures on Twitter of my students, I'll have to cover up or blur some faces due to photo release forms that they may not have, or special events going on in my school, such as field day or back to school night, where I can provide a Google Earth picture or image of my campus and then mark it up with different locations on where everything will be, whether it's a booth or a station for that special event. So lots of great ways you can use it, but definitely an awesome app.
Hey, my name is Andy Paulson. I teach at Shullsburg, Wisconsin. And a couple of apps that I like to use are PopFlux and BitGym. They both use the front-facing camera on your iPad, Apple device. With PopFlux, little bubbles fall down and bombs. You got to avoid the bombs. You got to move your arms and head to pop the bubbles, score points. With BitGym, you prop it up on cardio device, bike, treadmill, whatever, and it senses your movement of your head, and you go through a virtual landscape. So instead of looking at the machine or the person in front of you the whole time, you have a little landscape you're going through, and information pops up every now and then.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What an incredible episode this has already been. I cannot thank the people enough who contributed to making this episode 50 really unique. And for you guys listening there, I certainly hope that you've been able to be exposed to something new. And if you like the sound of any of the things that have been shared, then you can head along to the pegeek.com/50 for episode 50, where you'll find links to all of the people who spoke in the exact order, and as well as links to the different resources and things that they spoke about. So I want to thank the people who contributed again. Without you guys, this episode wouldn't have been made possible. And it really does emphasize how powerful social networks are for people, for connecting with others who share similar goals and ideas. So if you're listening and you're only really listening to this podcast, then I encourage you to head along and get connected to the amazing community of physical education teachers. And you can do that via a number of different ways, through Twitter, through Voxer, through Facebook groups and so forth. But it's definitely a tremendously powerful thing when you know that you can ask a question, and just like I have here, assembled a collection of people to share their ideas. So one last piece of advice before we go. Don't take everything that you've seen here today and try and introduce it all. That won't be successful. Have a listen to the things that really resonated with you and piqued your interest. Go and find out more, introduce, use those, get some value, and then know that this episode is always here to come back to should you need it. Okay, episode 51 will be arriving shortly, and we'll be back to our normal scheduled program of delivering you thematic episodes around particular topics. Speak soon. See you later.